Or 0-1 in this league. Yep. Punted the first round to a Delver player off stream. Hey. Seems kind of medium minus. I guess I can cycle the Horizon Canopy. We've got a Karakas in case they're playing some kind of show and tell based deck. It's fine. That's probably fine. It's fine in a fair matchup. It's going to be pretty bad if they're like playing Storm or something, though. For those who aren't familiar with Legacy, turn 1 preordain off an Underground Sea means this hand is awful. Probably Storm. There's been less Storm in the format. Immediately queue into Storm. That's a fantastic draw if we don't die next turn. Is the format stabilizing after the top ban? What's seeming powerful now? Most of the things that were good before are good after. Even blue-white counter. The blue-white Miracles deck is actually still a deck in this format, which is kind of sweet. Storm's usually pretty consistent to turn 3. What did they do? They went top-bottom with that preordain, so not a 0 chance we're just dead next turn. They also might not rush into it since they looked at our hand last turn and saw we didn't have any interaction. We'll see. See if we get a turn 2. Oh yeah, super dead. Welcome to Legacy. Enjoy your stay. It's gotta be okay dying like this. In post-board games, like, we get to mulligan aggressively and like have more meaningful cards in our deck. Like, there's no way we keep this hand knowing our opponent's on Storm, but like that's one of the benefits of playing a deck like Storm in a format like Legacy. This deck's like playing a mid-range deck in Modern in a lot of aspects. Like, you're just gonna lose like mulligan. You're basically like giving up some percentage of your game ones, like knowing you're gonna be better post-board, which probably doesn't make it an excellent spot, but is what it is. I enjoy playing this deck. The off chance they're going off with Ad Nauseam here, we're not going to concede. Which they could be at this point. 2 cards, probably another Cabal Ritual and then a Tutor. Yep, they always have all of it. Oh, they just have the Ad Nauseam naturally. Okay. That's actually much better for them because it gives them +2 mana if they don't have to Tutor for it. So they have to be really unfortunate to not kill us here. And like, even if they don't kill us here, like, they can just like have a large hand and then like start again next turn. Like, if they just like keep these cards, it's not completely unreasonable to stop here and just like cantrip a couple of times. They can even like cantrip into the win here at this point. They can Cabal Therapy since they know the Sculler's here and take that away from me and like, no, I don't have anything else left in the tank. That's probably what they're thinking about here. Hey, Ninja Dave, life is swell. I'm gonna close this chat. What if I... Nope, I don't want to do that. How do I close the chat? Alright, he drew Tendril, Storm is 8, so yeah, we're just dead to the cards they have in their hand at this point. We can be the champion. Bring in these surgicals, these rest in peace, the Thalia, this Inquisition. Revoker, Cage is fine. Garruk is slow. Jitte is slow. Plow is awful. It's probably not a match where I want Smuggler's Copter. Just like trim these maybe. This doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Oh, the mic was muted. Sorry. Thank you. I've been muting and unmuting myself, and I forgot to unmute myself there because I've been sniffling and coughing and all that jazz. We're probably just supposed to take Petal here, right? This feels like I'm taking Petal. I'm just gonna take their Petal. Their hand's a little medium -2. They probably kept it up based on the power of Dread Knight. I'm sure they're just gonna like play a fetch land here on turn 1 and make us hate ourselves. Oh, God bless. Opponent is far luckier than we are. It's unfortunate. And I was feeling good there for a second, too. I was like, man, they bricked. They're going to brick, and now we get a chance to brick, too. They drew out of it right away. It's unfortunate for us. Maybe this Surgical Extraction can get their Cabal ritual, since they have 2 of them at some point here. No, Jun's pretty bad. Wiley et al. Played a Jun splashing white for like reasonable hate cards for these combo decks. Like the discard alone isn't good enough against the combo decks in Legacy. Basically, what it comes down to, you need like lock pieces too. That's really tilting. Oh, wait. Can we... Okay, this is probably getting past in flames, right? I can cut their mana here. Please be past in flames. Alright, so what are we taking here? Do we take the Cabal Rituals, or we just take the Infernal Tutor? So if I take the Cabal Ritual, they have 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. It's probably right to just take the Tutor, right? I have a hard time going off without the Tutor. Born in the tank, figuring out if they can still win. They can crack this and then like cantrip here. So they're not just out of it, but they're in a pretty bad spot. Screenshot how they boarded here really quick in case we get a game 3 out of this. They did not bring in Gobos. That's good for us. So they basically have to ponder into Tendrils or Dark Petition here, so they got 2 hits that let them kill us. It might have been right to just cut their mana there, honestly. They only go up to 5 mana, and then, like, yeah, it might have been right to just take their Cabal Rituals. I'll have to ask a Storm player what the counts are. I think I might have been incorrect. I was supposed to take their, because they've got 4 looks at 2 hits to kill us here. Chose not to shuffle, so we're dead. On the Dark Petition? Ad nauseum, okay. Oh, they had an ad nauseum to hit too. Okay, so... I think we were supposed to take the tutors there. Into LED, and now they tutor and crack it. So if I take the tutors, they only have 5 mana. No, there's way too many combo decks in Legacy. Way too many. There aren't nearly enough fair decks that you can, like, play a deck that's, like, bad against Storm and bad against Sneak and Show, and, like, realistically have a good matchup. And I think that was winnable, even with us, them being lucky and us being unlucky. If I just take the Rituals there, they end up having 5 total mana, but they have tutors in their deck still. Seems fine. Needs white mana, but it's got Thoughtseize and a Dark Confidant. Hopefully we get a turn 1. Playing Sultai or Elves? Weird. Okay. Loam. Interesting. I don't really care about that one. I think it's just the Thalia. I don't really care about Godok Teague, right? It's like stops like Kaya and Garruk exactly. Batterskull technically. Yeah, but like, does he have any outs to kill me? Like, that's why, like, you're not thinking about it. Like, you're like, all right, well, he has to like find what he's looking for to kill us here. But like, if he just actually can't kill us with 5 mana and a tutor, like, 5 mana tutor probably doesn't kill us. That was a fantastic draw on my opponent's part. Definitely would have Thoughtseize that one. Now I have to spend my turn 2 not using 2 mana to take their Batterskull away. Storm count was 8. Storm count really doesn't matter though, right? If they ponder into tendrils, it's the same as if I'm taking the tutor away. They could ponder into tendrils there and still kill me too. I've only actually played against Death and Taxes one time because Death and Taxes is expensive online. I feel like we're a favorite against Death and Taxes just because, like, our Planeswalkers are nuts there. But I could definitely see our mana being awkward on occasion. Yeah, ports online are some obnoxious amount of money. They're like $150. Land. Grib Ranger has flash. That's coming at an end step here. I mean, kinda. Like, they have to draw the ports. And then they drew Plow. Playing Thoughtseize decks is the worst sometimes. Just the absolute worst. Seeing a black sword to eat one of my Thoughtseizes probably. Go to 13. Weird. Yeah, no reason to dredge that. I don't have any basics or anything like that. You just like draw a crappy card for me. No blocks. Go to 11 here. It's a real shame we didn't hit a land last turn or the turn before, because like we're not going to be able to double spell most likely next turn. They draw Knight, seriously? It didn't tap green, apparently, for it. Just... what a tilt. Oh, White Source Plow? God, that's so fucking unreal. Like runner, 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 draw 2 extra cards, don't draw a 3rd land. Board out our discards so we can be a little bit more live off the top in the mid to late game. Thalia is definitely much worse for us than it is for them. Pretty clean in and out there. Might be time to order some mono red cards and just get people on Legacy. I mean, I guess this has a fetch land with our Deathrite Shaman instead of just top, because I'm going to fetch anyways. Put up Mulligan 2 at least. They're going to put their card where? And can't even fetch a non-basic so we can get wasted off this hand. Bottomed as well at least. Please don't plow my Deathrite Shaman. Please don't plow my Deathrite Shaman. Land. Maybe this Dark Confidant can draw some lands. Gonna get Wastelanded and then plow us. Thalia, God bless. Can I draw a land? Please? Please? 2 shots, come on. Fucking 4-drop. Alright, there we go. Alright, beats Brickin again, I guess. Storm is not terribly expensive online. I don't believe so. No blocks. You're going to let me untap with the Scrubland? That would be great. Do they not have another land themselves? They might not. The option to Wasteland me during my upkeep. Alright, perfect. I think I'm just wasting them off their Savannah since they missed for a turn here. We'll play the Smuggler's Copter. Changing phases there, so my opponent's mana pool empties after they floated there. It's my Smuggler's Copter. There are many like them, but this one is mine. Hopefully these Dark Confidants don't kill me. I have 2 of my 3/4s in my hand, you know, so we're hoping. A lot of lands in my deck. God bless. Alright, this is probably the game. Need Mother of Runes with this. What am I bidding here? Oh, these cards seem fine. Hopefully we don't regret that decision. Are we playing Kaya out next turn and just like starting to down ticker to gain life? Bajuka Bog, oh no. I guess I could also just play the Stoneforge Mystic out. It doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Could Liliana and Edict myself? That's probably a conservative line. We're pretty far ahead here. Attack first. Another Deathrite Shaman. Probably don't need that. Actually, Sculler's probably not very good right now. Extra lands at this point. Yeah, I'm just gonna Edict myself here so these Dark Confidants don't kill me by mistake. Maybe I'm supposed to play this? Yeah, probably. Let me export this, and I'll put it on my... Oh, I'll put it on my tapped out page. Someday, Magic Online will have an API, and it'll automatically export like a real piece of software. Sounds great. What is this? A keepable 7? That's so weird. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. The real question here is, do I plow this or do I plan to just deluge it away? I think I just plan to deluge it away, right? I think I'm just going to plan to deluge them. Thalia's annoying. Play this out, so they have to have a piece of removal here. I guess I could lead on Sculler, since I'm not going to be able to... Since I'm not going to be able to do this anyways, but like if they're plowing next turn, it's taking like 2 of their 3 mana, so like that's probably fine. The mixture of discard and permanent base disruption is pretty powerful. Plowing Stoneforge? Deal. I want to play this. Do I want to Sculler them? Probably? Nah. Just gonna take another hit for 2 and we'll deluge the following turn. If they play like a knight or something, we'll just deluge for more. I don't have anything else to do, but we're still pulling the trigger on the deluge this turn, I think. I'm going to pay an extra 1 and play around Zealous Persecution here. I think that's worthwhile. We're 0-2, Ace. We're on the comeback tour. I draw a Knight. I have a Planeswalker. What is this? Green Sun for 3, sure. So Sculler you plus Plow next turn. Can waste them off the Scrubland. Feels good. Lead on Sculler, make informed decisions. Fetch our 5th basic here. Nice Wastelands, bro. They had the Zealous Persecution that I played around. How hot is that? Oh, I guess, well, they hadn't cracked this fetch yet at that time, right? Alright, I'm gonna take the Strib Ranger. God, that feels so good. I always feel like such a wizard when something like that happens. You're like, let's take this tiny hedge to play around this thing that could savage us here, and then like they had the thing that could savage us. God bless. Perfect. Think I just want to get Batterskull going. Last card is Zealous here. There might be merit to like getting Liliana and pushing her up to 4 right away, but like I kind of like the cards in my hand. good. Been the Karakas here. I think I'm just going to waste one of their wastes here. It prevents them from green sunning for a night next turn. I'm gonna hold this Bayou, maybe? I don't know. We only have one actual green spell in our deck, and it's a Garruk Relentless. Alright, 1 and 2. Look at that. Doing it, fam. It's a good comeback after the tilty first game. Do what you can. No, I don't think so, mate. We wanted our Stoneforge Mystic to get plowed there. Like, we want a bait removal with it, and if we get a Jitte or a Sophie, like, or a Feast and Famine, sorry, that's, like, they're less likely to remove it. I believe this is Erin Campbell. Usually she's playing some kind of graveyard-based deck, Dredge, Reanimator, so we are not going to keep a hand that's good in a fair matchup in this game 1. This hand's fine. Inquisition, Deathrite Shaman. We're on the draw, which is probably terrible for us. Hand's good, losing the coin flip isn't. Only got 3 surgicals in this board. 1 less piece of graveyard hate since I'm playing Deathrite Shaman, but meh. How much longer am I streaming? Until I feel like falling asleep. I've slept for like 14 hours out of the last 20 hours, though. You can kind of hear I'm still fairly sniffly here. Don't turn one me. Don't do it. Have a heart. If she's on Dredge, we'll play Deathrite on 1. If they're on Reanimator, we'll probably Thoughtseize. Taxing Probe. Ghost is clear. No force here. There's no guarantee that I'm playing a fair or unfair deck, but usually I don't play too many. I don't play too many Force of Wills. Yeah, the E-tutor board is fine. I actually have a Deadguy Ale primer going up on mtgcardmarket.com tomorrow, and one of the sample deck lists definitely has an E-tutor sideboard. Alright, so they're playing... I actually don't know what they're doing now, so let's Thoughtseize them. They're playing Manaless Dredge and they chose to be on the play? I mean, I guess I'll take your Force of Will. I'm glad I did an Inquisition there on 1. Is that what happened? I feel like they're like Manaless Dredge and just chose to... I've played Tess a little bit. I haven't played Ant. Get Bayou with this one. I think I want to just stick to Deathrite Shaman. Let's Inquisition them to start, because it's basically a time walk, right? Like, I'm going to just prevent them from moving to hand size. I'm going to take the Narcomoeba out of their hand. It puts a troop in their crypt, but we can void it with Deathrite Shaman here at some point. And then once we get Deathrite Shaman going, goal B is, like, get Batterskull and kill them. Things that are not about to be good. This Liliana the Veil. Yeah, not only do they not have a dredge card, but they chose to go first, so I'm kind of confused. Maybe it's just like I've definitely, like, auto-defaulted to, like, going first, right? Like, that's just a thing you do sometimes. Well, like, Manaless Dredge, you're supposed to choose to be on the draw if you win the coin flip, and you're supposed to always keep 7. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and eat this Narcomoeba here. And they get to move to hand size here. Put a Cabal Therapy in the crypt. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to eat this Cabal Therapy. This matchup has to be insane for us post-board. We have so many tools. We got 2 Rips, another Thalia, some Surgical Extraction. Deluge is fine even. The good girls go bad. I'd like to put this one into play, please. This game should pretty much be over at this point. I mean, like, LED Dredge is, like, real, right? Like, it's, like, tier 3 at best, but, like, it can at least steal games. I guess this Cabal Therapy in the crypt really doesn't matter, because you don't have any troops. It's interesting that she has the forces in the main. Alright, let's get these Lilianas out of our deck. Most of these Planeswalkers are pretty terrible. Feast and Famine's fine. Revoker's fine. Oh, we have a Cage, too. God. This is not about to be pretty for the other side of the table. So, it may seem counterintuitive that I'm bringing in the discard spells, but the discard spells are literal time walks in this matchup if we put them on the play, and we play them on turn 1, so, like, they're definitely worth having. Probably just supposed to trim all this top end here. Is Deluge good enough? Deluge might not be good enough, actually. Excuse me, Brutality's probably not good enough. Sculler's probably slow. Just leave 1 Deluge in. Let me trim a Copter. I kind of like the idea of having 2 Deluge in my deck, like, just in case things go sideways. you have any thoughts or opinions on this, let me know. I think the deluges are good enough, though. I could be wrong. I like that they, like, clear the board and, like, void their bridges if I have troops. Sculler's a second time walk, that's fair. Alright, yeah, let's do this. Like if I have discard on 1, and a Sculler on 2. Let's just do 1. Let's just do 1 deluge. Actually, Feast and Famine's pretty bad, right? It lets my guys be unblockable, but it, chose not to play first. How do I feel about this hand? It's got a Surgical in it, but it doesn't do a whole lot other than that. I guess it's got, like, Surgical into Stoneforge Mystic. Thalia is great. She blocks, and she prevents them from casting Cabal Therapies and Dread Returns, because they never make mana. Chancellor of the Annex, rude. Actually, that really doesn't matter. I'm not going to crack a fetch because we'd like to draw. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to Surgical till my turn. If they don't have a Shriek Wraith, we're going to be able to get them with the Surgical Extraction. At least slow them down for a turn. Plows A-OK. Ooh, Phantasmagorian. That's pretty good. So this, they can discard 3 cards to return to their hands. That's going to let them get going here, which kind of sucks for us. Let's see, they need to have multiple Dredgers here, or a Dredger plus Street Wraith. Put a stop on their upkeep here so we can see what they do. What you got? Alright. I think we're just going to Surgical out the Grave Troll here. Is that reasonable? I think that's the most reasonable. I'm going to pay life here, and then I'm going to have to pay an extra 1 because this is the first spell I've cast this game. So I'm going to pay it off of there so I can plow next turn too if we need to. Screenshot our deck here real quick. So one of the things we're going to want to do is we want to put a stop during her draw step here. So that way, if she brings any troops back with Dredge during her draw step, we have a chance to plow them before they can Cabal Therapy. What does Whirlpool Drake do? It's definitely a card that's in their hand right now. Your upkeep, another shadows in your graveyard, 3 or more creatures above it. You may put it into the battlefield. Okay. Alright, let's draw Ripper a Cage. Like I said, this hand wasn't stellar. She has like a Cabal Therapy in her hand. We're going to get Jitte with this. It's kind of nice that we have the Batterskull already in our hand, so that way if she wants to Therapy us, she's probably going to Therapy the Jitte as opposed to Batterskull. Now we can put the Batterskull into play. Batterskull's pretty good in this matchup. Zero ways in their 75 to interact with Rip and Cage, other than Force of Will. So, seems good for us. Just auto pass, let them do their thing. Howdy, Petehead. Sorry, I was muted. Correct, this is game 2 and we were up a game. Need to pay attention to that. I'm muting myself off and on so that way I can not make you all listen to my sniffling and snorting. Once this Batterskull gets down and we get to, like, ready with double plow, like, we're probably just going to win. Hopefully. I don't have a ton of experience playing this matchup, but I gotta imagine they have a hard time beating this. So their Shadow is going to come back. Not that that does a whole lot. They don't have profitable attacks this turn. I feel like I should know what's in their hand, but I also don't really care. Yeah, right? I try to be mostly considerate here. Amalgam's going to be one of our first targets for Plow. Although I suppose if they dredge over another Cabal Therapy here, they can take our Plows away, which is pretty good. We're probably going to need to draw something at that point. Okay. Do they have a Dread Return in there yet? I feel like the only reason to bring all these back is Dread Return, right? Because, like, you can't attack into my Batterskull. Oh, fuck. For those of you watching on YouTube in the future, my internet connection just died, so I'm going to have to reconnect everything here. That's kind of embarrassing. Alright, so only brought back one Icarid here. They're dredging. Okay, they hit a therapy and a bridge here, so that's pretty good. Apologies for the disconnection there. It's kind of an obnoxious reason why it happens. Yeah, so therapy and bridge, like those are two very good hits. And they only had 4 cards. We're gonna make a game out of this still. It looks like. So my router is on the other side of my house, and my desktop doesn't have a wireless card in it. So the way my desktop is connected to the internet is I have my network connection bridged from an old netbook that I'm not using, and like I don't use the netbook, so like I don't notice. I like it doesn't like I have no reason to buy a Wi-Fi card because like it just works bridging the connection. But the netbook got unplugged when the kids were playing around down here earlier today, and it has like a 3-hour battery life. So like it just now ran out of battery, even though it was unplugged for a little while. Really need to put the plug for it in a spot where the kids can't get to it when they're down near my desk. So basically my network bridge, the battery went out and I had to plug it back in. Normally, it just stays plugged in. Oh geez, my Pandora has to reconnect too now. Sorry about that. We are nothing but the most professional here. Whatever, we're just playing for fun anyways, right? Alright, so we're flashing back Cabal Therapy here. We're going to go ahead and put this Batterskull in response, and then they're going to take Swords to Plowshares out of our hand. So we're looking to draw, like, Umezawa's Jitte here. We're looking to draw, Yep. So they correctly identified to take the plows from us. Their Amalgam's going to come back here, and they kind of have enough defense to hold the Batterskull back. Plow is an excellent draw. Oh, you're right. They took the Gideon away, right? Good call. I forgot about that. It's been a long game. Long as far as Manaless Stretch goes. Alright, this gives them another zombie. We're like kind of playing a game here, and then like at any point I could draw. I guess they could hit oh, they have a Dread Return in here already. Okay. So we're actually not in a great spot. Is there not anything too scary to Dread Return? Actually, one of the better things they have to Dread Return is Grave Troll. And we did surgical that out already, so got that going for us at least. Two more bridges. Well then, they could put a bunch of power into play here. And like someone mentioned, Thalia can get out of the deck. Like this is a board state where like Thalia is excellent, right? Like they just like can't cast their Dread Returns and they can't cast their Cabal Therapy, so they can't sacrifice things. Like Thalia is very good against Manaless Dredge. I mean, like beating Manaless Dredge game 1 isn't that difficult. I probably should have mulliganed this hand that we kept on, all honesty. Yeah, the fact that we didn't dodge the therapy for that one turn is pretty bad for us. Yeah, they get to Dread Return, targeting Chancellor, sure. They're just gonna get a buck ton of zombies here. So we can plow... We can plow this Chancellor, but they just get to put another one out. So I think this game's probably over. Go ahead and plow this. If we hit Cage or Rip here, we could possibly still win this. It's not Cage or Rip. Yeah, this game's over. I don't think I want to do anything different here. We're just going to go ahead and click Submit. Oh, Feast and Famine's not good, right? Bring in the Deluge. Yeah, I think that's fine. I choose to be on the draw this game. I think our mistake that last game was choosing, was not mulliganing that opener. And this hand's great, right? Like, we've got a Thalia and a Surgical. Got a Stoneforge Mystic, too. It's like a bunch of cards that are great. Yeah, I'm trying out Deathrite. I don't know if it's good, bad, or otherwise. We're 1-2 in this league, and we started out 0-2. You got Chancellors or Ley Lines? Chancellor. They do the old punk switch and board in some mana here. Probe, get a feel for what they need to play around. So, like, now the question is, like, do I play the Surgical on 1, just, like, taking their probes away, so that way I can play Thalia on 2? That doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Like, Thalia really tends to slow them down. And, like, Stoneforge Mystic, that gives Stoneforge Mystic time to, like, do Batterskull things. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, we need to... We'll actually take the probes out of their deck, right? But, like... I don't know if we're playing Modern today. I think I'm playing the Legacy Challenge on Sunday. And I can't play the Modern Challenge on Saturday, so... I don't really have a good reason to practice Modern. Modern's also not terribly interesting to play, so there's that, too. We just have a Bayou. Like, the only green card in our deck other than the Deathrite Shaman is the Garruk Relentless. So have one Garruk here at our top end. Because Garruk Relentless is probably my favorite Planeswalker in Magic. And if I have an excuse to play him, I'm going to play him. Yeah, so I'm going to, at their end step, crack this fetch, and then Surgical Discataxian Probe. Also let us see their hand. I'm gonna Bayou with this because we draw Deathrite Shaman. So we're gonna surgical this. This will also let us know if they have a Force of Will. And this Chancellor, the Annex is gonna trigger. We'll pay 1. On the off chance there's a probe in her hand, this is extra insane. But like, even if there's not, this is still pretty good for us. Hopefully she doesn't have Force. Skullguard Grave Troll. Surgical the post-board, or surgical screenshot the post-board configuration here. This might be a little aggressive. There's definitely merit to just like waiting and like surgicaling the Grave Troll on my turn, but I think I want to just like go Thalia into... I think I want to just go Thalia into Stoneforge here. So this turns off her Dread Returns and her Cabal therapies, and then the non-therapy, non-Dread Return draws usually can't beat a Batterskull. So that's the plan here, at least. Oh, yeah, they have a Street Wraith, too, so that wouldn't have worked out. Yeah, good call. I have no idea why you would want to play the new Emrakul in Big Red. Way worse than a Worm or an actual regular Emrakul. So the Street Wraith means that she can double dredge next turn. So we just need them to not go too insane before we get the Batterskull down. Those are pretty medium. She hit another Grave Troll, but she didn't hit any troops to put into play yet, which is good for us. So we'll probably see a cycle Street Wraith here. No, we're just passing? Deal. I guess that makes sense. They're going to like cycle Street Wraith during my second main. Let's see if she bins the Grave Troll or a Icarid or another Shadow here. Man, I disconnected this game and I'm up 9 minutes on clock. It's so annoying. Alright, play the Stoneforge Mystic. I feel like I just want to preserve my life total this game, so I'm not going to get in for 2 points of damage here. I know that I could, but I'm just, like, not going to. Especially with, like, this Dark Confidant draw. No, Kiki Court is an awful deck for competitive Modern. If you want to play Modern competitively, you need to make sure your deck gets some amount of free wins. Another Nether Shadow, a Bridge, sure. Like, Kiki Court's, like, if by competitive events you just mean, like, F&M and PPTQs, like, it's a sweet deck and has a lot of play to it, and it feels very rewarding to play a deck like Kiki Court, because the deck has a lot of lines to it, and generally you're, like, outplaying the other person, but, like, in general, it's not, like, a deck where... it's not a deck that's super powerful in the format. Am I just going to get Umezawa's Jurgit here? Yeah, probably, right? I'm just going to be, like, put this Batterskull into play, and then, like, Umezawa's Jurgit you next turn. Because they can't flash back Cabal Therapy even if they put a troop into play because they don't have any mana. Again, just erring on the side of not attacking. It's possible I just, like, straight miss some damage here, but, like, if the Thalia doesn't die, there's, like, no way we're losing this game. Sure. Alright, they got some Icarid triggers here. How many bridges do they have? Just one bridge so far? No, not at all. Like, every deck in Magic has free losses. So, like, every deck in Magic is going to mulligan and die or stumble and die some amount of the time, and a deck like Kiki Cord doesn't have free wins to balance those out. Literally every deck in Magic gives away free wins. Or free losses, if that's the way you want to put it. And so, like, the decks that generate free wins just by doing powerful things kind of balance that out a little bit. Yeah, no joke. Like, I think that's, like, literally the line. Like, since Twin's gotten banned, the deck's gotten much worse because the format's gotten consistently more degenerate since they banned Twin. Alright, so these Icarids are coming back, and she's going to get some bridge triggers here. Those probably don't matter. This Umezawa Jitte is actually really good because we can use it to kill our own creatures. Like, the first 2 counters on this Umezawa Jitte are probably killing my Stoneforge Mystic, so that way I can, 2 more Amalgams, that's pretty good, so I can get rid of their bridge. What am I missing on this attack? These sacrifice at the end of turn anyways, right? Beginning of your upkeep. At the end of your turn, sacrifice this. It's like, this is pretty free. These Nether Shadows I really don't care about. I guess I could just, like, trade my Stoneforge Mystic here and then, like, get rid of their 1 bridge. That doesn't seem terrible. They're gonna get a zombie from this anyways. That doesn't seem like the worst. And again, as long as Thalia lives, I think this is fine, actually. So they're gonna get... Wait. Oh, 1 of those bridge triggers is mine. Sure. It's like 3 bridge triggers. So we're 10 out of 10. Probably supposed to play the Wasteland so it doesn't hurt us. So what's the line here? I can put the Gideon into play and attack. I could also, like, just equip this Batterskull to the Thalia. That doesn't seem terrible. They're going to get 2 prized amalgams back to their hand here. Or back to play. The Icarids are coming back next turn. Like, how do they beat a Thalia that's a 6/5? I probably shouldn't have traded my other Stoneforge Mystic away if I was planning to equip Thalia this turn, because that kills the germ, so that's a mistake on my part. Sure. Yeah, Kiki Cord is good against the counter company's deck on average, probably. So we could play and equip Jitte. We could also just, like, pass. I guess we could play Jitte and equip it to Thalia here, and then just pass the turn. I really don't want to trade this germ for these 2 zombies. I think this is the line. And if they dredge more bridges next turn, I can then slide the Batterskull from the germ onto the Thalia. So these amalgams are coming back. And we're not going to take any surprise damage because Thalia's like making sure they're not they're not casting spells. So it depends on how many bridges. They got 3 bridges left in 25 cards, so pretty good chance they hit a bridge or 2 here. I am fairly sick. Yes, I'm doing my best to mute my microphone on and off as I'm coughing and sneezing and stuff, but, you know, I'm missing some of them, obviously. Oh, they have a 3rd Icarid here. I don't think that matters. We'll see how many bridges. I think the pivotal point this turn is how many bridges they get back. If they miss on bridges here, we should be pretty much in the clear. What do we get? Just 1 bridge deal. So this is 18, 22, 24 coming across. So we're going to move to blocks. So if I put this here and put this here, I'm taking 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and I'm going to 22. Yeah, probably at some... I don't know about Tess. Tess is pretty bad. So, like, I'm not dead with these blocks, so I think I like this. And then, like, they're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 zombies. And then I can switch the Batterskull over to Thalia, which will void the germ, or kill the germ and get rid of this bridge. That seems fine. I could kill some of the 3/1s before damage, that is true. That's probably for the best, right? I guess if I do that, that's like gaining 6 with this Jitte. That's probably for the best. They're going to get counters from these anyways. They're going to get... these things are going to die at end of turn anyways, so might as well kill them. And then I'm just taking 4, 8 from this attack. That seems good. Okay, and now equip this here, which means this germ will die, which will void their bridge. And now this Thalia can attack in profitably here. Did I mention how good Thalia is in this matchup? Beep, beep. So this is going to put me to 16. And then my Jitte's going to have 2 counters on it from this attack. And then we'll be able to do the first strike plus Jitte counters before damage trick again next turn. Sweet. Them being down a blocker is fantastic for us. Even if they don't time out here, I think we're going to win this game. Because we can, like, use Toxic Deluge to clean up after their turn this turn. Like, get rid of all the zombies. And, like, Thalia survives still. Ba 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 dee da 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 da. Ba 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 dee da 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 da. So we're effectively at 22 here because Thalia's got lifelink. How many bridges did you find? Found a bridge, sure. I don't think I'm dead on board. So if I block here, and then block here, then I can kill all 3 of these, and then I take 1, 2, 12, and like that's not even enough to kill me. And this is going to void their bridge, so that seems good. So we're going to use Jitte to kill one of these. Use Jitte to kill another one of these. We'll let first strike damage happen here. Let the Jitte counter happen. Use Jitte to kill this. We go to 10, the bridge goes away. Our amalgams come back. Sure, that's whatever. Is that good? If so, why? Please explain. We actually don't want to play that here, do we? We just want a deluge. Am I dead on board if I rest in peace? That's the question, right? So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 18. So I'm going to 16, and then I'm going to 22. And then I'm taking 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I have to deluge here, right? I'm pretty sure I'm obligated to deluge. And I think I want to attack with Thalia first. Because Thalia makes them all cost 1 more. So this costs 4 and this costs 3. So I'm going to attack with Thalia first. Gain my more life. I think gaining extra life is more important than dealing extra damage to them. Oh, I could pump the Thalia once. Oh, you're right. I had a counter on there, didn't I? Whoops. Pay 3. They don't have any bridges in their discard pile. Clean all this up. That's probably the game. Their one amalgam's going to come back here. I guess I could have played Dark Confidant there, right? And probably supposed to play Dark Confidant there. And that's the game. Alright, sweet. 2-2 now. Let's see if we can get the last one after starting 0-2. Get our fun bucks back. If we're going to go home sad that we lost another $12. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I'm not talking a whole ton tonight in between because I'm a little bit sick. That was like actually good interactive Magic, right? Kind of great. I think this deck is fine. I mean, like, I guess it would definitely classify as a pet deck. I enjoy it. On the draw here. The old 2-2-0-0 pair down. Yeah, it sounds excellent, right? Got, like, Thoughtseize into whatever. Put up mulligan. God bless. We'll see what they're doing. If their first turn indicates they're a fair deck, we'll probably lead on Deathrite Shaman. If it indicates they're an unfair deck or we're unsure, we'll lead on Thoughtseize. Alright, Underground Sea could go either way, so we're going to Thoughtseize them on 1 here. Fetching a base. Don't stifle me. God bless. I haven't been stifled in so long. Definitely unfair. Double Entomb. That's pretty bad for us. I think we're objectively supposed to take Faithless Looting here. Black-red Reanimator deck. Yep, Looting's probably the one. They don't have a reanimation spell currently. I suppose there's merit to, like, taking the Collective Brutality, because, like, the Deathrite Shaman can get online. Like, we have Plow and Liliana, so I think I'm just going to take those. I can definitely see that going either way. I think the looting is right, but we'll see. Watch, they just, like, drew the reanimate and they're going to sire us and we'll die. They drew Badlands, so we're going to get Collective Brutality. And take my plow away. That's really good. That means this Deathrite Shaman's going to resolve. So long, Swords to Plowshares. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have played a fetch land so that way I could have Bayou out. We have Flashback Faithless looting here now. They have Entomb and Tomb Chrome Box in their hand. Oh man, I'm out of paper towels. Need to go get one to blow my nose. Be right back. I have double Entomb in hand here. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to play Tidehollow Sculler and then pass the turn here. Perfect. Don't really care about your extra Entombs here. And we're not activating Deathrite Shaman just yet, because I'm gonna fetch a Bayou now, just so there's no shenanigans. I don't think they usually play something like Shallow Grave or Goryo's Vengeance, but you never know. Eat this now. Hopefully they don't make me regret my life decisions. Something good. Another Liliana. Sign me up. I think I'm actually supposed to push this Liliana up here. Like, they have double Entomb in their hand anyways. Like, if they have a fatty, they're getting a fatty into the bin, whether we want them to or not. So I think just, like, having this ready to double Edict is reasonable. Feeling pretty good about our spot here. I think this matchup's pretty good for us. Definitely, like, I think it was good for us before I had a Deathrite Shaman, and with Deathrite Shaman, it's probably fantastic. Do we get some free wins in game one like this? Let's use this Deathrite Shaman to start killing them. Yep. I don't know, cruising in. I think I was just undervaluing this card. It's also just, like, good in Deathrite Shaman mirror matches. Like, your Shamans make their Shamans worse. I've also got 2 Smuggler Copters in this configuration again, and, like, this card's really good at crewing Smuggler Copter, it turns out. Alright, Cage, Surgicals, Rest in Peace, Thalia. Probably want councils. Let's just bring in the whole sideboard, shall we? These are bad. Getting the Trials is bad. Jitte is bad. Plow's actually okay in this matchup. Huh. Copter's probably not good enough. Feast and Famine probably isn't particularly good either, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. Maybe I don't want all these Council's Judgments. This seems reasonable. Collective Brutality is kind of slow, I suppose. Lets me look at their hand, though, which is nice. So, Liliana is not great when you're plussing it, but, like, if we have Rest in Peace out, or Surgicals, or Deathrites, it's fine to plus her, and, like, she's really good at edicting them off the board. I mean, Modern's just, like, miserable. Pick something that's not interactive if you want to play Modern. I actually really like the Elves deck I've been playing, but I don't know if it's actually good or not. Let's try this board plan. Better than he can. So, I wouldn't keep this if they kept 7, but, like, opponent just mulligan to 6. This is probably too slow. It's, like, doesn't interact until the second turn of the game. Like, we've got a lot of good hits post-board, so I think I should mulligan here. Like, this hand is much better. We get to Thoughtseize them on 1. Just Scry 2. Deal. Explain what's going on in my banner photo. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean the card frame that's around me? It's like digging Collective Brutality here, right? Because it can take my Surgical Extraction away and kill my Dark Confidant. I think that makes the most sense. Hand doesn't really do anything. The company deck in Modern is just, like, super linear. Like, even the Sweet Birds of Paradise deck is just, like, this linear, ignore your opponent, hope to get their game plan. Wasting time, when are we wasting time, when I could be with me instead? Oh, that one. Sure. I wonder if they hit Entomb here. If they hit Entomb, the Surgical is going to make them sad. Are they hard casting something scary? That would be bad for us. Sure, right? Like, I'm just gonna play Dark Confidant next turn. Ten out of 10 willing to trade Confidant for Magus the Moon. Oh, I guess they can reanimate this. I can just Surgical them. Yeah, okay, I'm just blocking them and then Surgicaling this when they reanimate it. And they have no cards left, like, yeah. I'll have a Plow. Hold 4 Magus to the Moon game plan. Are they conceding here? Is that why the lockup is happening? Yay! 3-2. The old 0-2 into the 3-2. God, we're a professional at that. It's like, nice reanimator deck, bro. I'm just going to play another one here. I feel like I might just play another one. I mean, sealed in general is awful. I'm not sure why anyone would voluntarily play that format, unless it's, like, super high EV. Yeah, let's just run it back. This deck is something. Sweet's probably a good word for it. I'd love to play first. Thank you. That seems fine. Opponent's gonna like play a turn 1 Lotus Petal, and we're gonna like cry silently. Entombed 89 with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I haven't been plugging my stuff tonight because I feel like death, but subscriptions and supporting on Patreon are the absolute best ways you can help support my content. So if you're enjoying what you see here, please consider subscribing. I think counterfeit cards are what you're gonna have when you know, end up with cards that cost hundreds of dollars because you refuse to reprint them. Could be some kind of Jund deck. Could be the Reanimator deck again. Probably not the Reanimator deck with Inquisition. There's no reason most Magic cards should cost what they do. Like, like why? Yeah, I'm just gonna fetch a Scrubland here. There's 3 main sites for Hex strategy content. I guess 4. There's 5shards.com. There's the main Hex CCG website. There's Hex Primal, and then there's Battle Shopper. I don't know what Bride of the Dam is at these days. Bride's probably still a little bit too. I even think a $25 card's probably too expensive. Sure. Bride's $27. Sure, most expensive card. Once upon a time, Vampire Kings were like $50 or $40. So. Still not quite sure what my opponent's doing. Some kind of Grixis deck. Creature that crews Smuggler's Copter, which is all of them. I mean, that's probably a good draw. You know what? I probably should have played the... this could get dazed. Didn't get dazed. God bless. Looking like some kind of fair deck my opponent's playing. You be waking... If my opponent plays like Liliana the Veil here, I'm gonna wish I would have played this instead of the Swamp, because like I'm probably discarding the Plow if they play Liliana, right? Wasteland. Yep, I mean, that's happening. You chose to fetch, so let's take you off your blue source. Very, very good chance they have another land here, but like, let's just Wasteland them to Wasteland them. They didn't have anything to do on 3. They probably don't have anything to do now. And you're on their discard spell here. I believe they know both of the cards in my hand right now. Yep, so they can play their threat out now. The double Badlands is kind of throwing me here, right? I'm not quite sure what to expect. I'm assuming there's like a delve threat coming, right? Dark Confidant. Okay, just no idea. Can I get a 2-mana creature, please? 1-mana creature, something? I mean, that's kind of a creature, right? Call against command. That's fucking rude. Maybe this Dark Confidant will kill them. I would like the record to reflect that Smuggler's Copter is not a creature. It's a vehicle. It's an artifact. It's not a creature. Watch us draw the 1 Garruk now. Probably just shouldn't have fetched. Thalia, God bless. Oh, we're getting K-Commanded during my draw step. Sure. Draw a relevant card for the first time ever. Get K-Commanded during draw step. Makes sense. Probably Shatter the Sword. Discard my Thalia. Oh, really? We're shocking me. Okay. Dryad Arbor Smuggler's Copter. That sounds hot. That sounds really hot, actually. Clearly, the rack? well, just no idea what's going on the other side of the table. Sure. Hey, back now. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you for the subscription. I do appreciate it. That's really unfortunate. We're gonna hold this land for now, I guess. Unless they're Dark Confidant them for a bunch here, we're probably just out of this game. Suncaster Mage, okay. And I suppose if we hit a creature, like on the off chance they don't have a removal spell in their hand, we could like hit a creature, equip this, attack, activate this, equip this, and like hit them to 1, and then like Dark Confidant could kill them here. Blightning, gross. Dead to bolt. Yep. Probably just want max ways to... Our Lilianas probably aren't particularly good. Our plows don't seem great either. I don't think any of these other cards seem particularly good. Submit. God bless Council's judgment, just a great catch-all. I mean, like, the next my opponent's playing is just like a reason to play something like Storm, right? And just like kill them while they journal around. Yeah, I've got one Bayou for Deathrite, and then I can't, like, I love Garruk Relentless, so we're going to play Garruk Relentless. I don't think they're playing Wasteland. We're going to fetch a Scrubland on 1 and Inquisition them, since we need double white in this hand. I think I'm just taking this Inquisition out of their hand, and then, like, hoping they don't draw a targeted discard spell, and we can just play Gideon out on 3. Although I guess these racks just, like, kill Gideon, right? Seems really bad for us. Gideon doesn't interact profitably with the rack either. Take my Council's Judgment and play your second rack. They draw Spell Pierce? Or a Stifle or something here? I mean, we're just gonna get, like, Snap, discard, Spell, Dexter. So, like, we're playing into a possible Spell Pierce here. Daze, whatever. Do your thing, opponent. Okay, weird. Why wouldn't you play the other one out? I don't understand. Man, I love that Batterskull so much. At least we can cast whatever we draw here. Sure. Probably just cycling this Horizon Canopy at end step here. Do you want to Wasteland my opponent? Like, keeps them off of, like, Culligan's command and stuff. I'm just gonna Wasteland them, I think. Even after I cycle this, I'm going to still have 1, 2, 3 mana. If they kill this, maybe I'll hold off on cycling the Horizon Canopy. It's unfortunate. Draw another rack or discard spell. Really love to draw another Council Judgment, take their rack off the table. I have 2 more of those in our deck, though. We can waste them off of that next turn, at least. Sure. Why wouldn't there just be a 3rd rack on the top however many cards your deck? I think that means I want to draw a card here, like save myself 2 points of damage. That's a pretty good draw. Their last card is Snapcaster Mage. Please don't draw a Lightning Bolt. Maybe that's a reason to take them off. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to take them off the red source there, right? Oh, geez, my Batterskull is dead. Oh, I forgot about that. That's really unfortunate. It's probably just Umezawa's Jitte, right? Just gain some life. Shame I don't have a Fire and Ice. I think I'm just leaving the Stoneforge Mystic back so I can block a Snapcaster Mage here. We do not have a backup Batterskull anymore. I've got a Sword of Feast and Famine as my 3rd equipment. It's like, This is a good example of why the backup Batterskull is good. With all the changes I made, that one might be a mistake. The backup Batterskull got us out of a lot of situations like this one. That being said, like, they ripped the Thoughtseize there, so I guess if we had a backup Batterskull, we'd be getting Jitte right now, which would be better for us still. Are you flashing in Snapcaster Mage? God, just... Ugh. I guess they could have drawn a discard spell too, right? Or a lot of things I thought were good for them. Need to snap Inquisition and take my Peace and Famine away. So we'll take 2 next turn. I guess I might take the Brutality. I'm probably taking the Sword though, right? Yeah. Kills them faster. Dark Confidant versus the Rack is active player, non-active player, right? So like the Rack would trigger... The Rack would trigger before... The Rack trigger would resolve before Dark Confidant's trigger, so that means I probably don't want to play this. I think I'm just going to pass here. You drop Lightning, we'll just die. Sure, man. Losing Brutality there kind of sucks. Losing Brutality kind of sucks. It's possible I should have just played that out earlier. Stop drawing spells. Oh, we're just dead to that, right? Could this game have gone worse? No, they basically just, like, their way their draws lined up. And that's the fact that they just had, like, 3 racks in the top, like, 10 cards of their deck. We never hit another Council's Judgment. I guess they could have drawn Blightning the turn they drew the Inquisition. Like, the opponent never bricked. Like, it's the Magic sometimes. They drew exactly as many lands as they needed and then exactly as many spells as they needed to follow those up. While playing 0 bits of card selection to do so. Sometimes you just run good. And, like, on top of drawing exactly the right mix of lands and spells, they also just had, like, 3 racks to play in their top 12 cards. I mean, like, the deck my opponent's playing is probably, like, the equivalent of Burn with a slightly better combo matchup, right? Like, it has to just be, like, insane against these grindier fair decks. Bitter Blossom, maybe. I feel like I don't have room for another grindy fair card. God, Hex spoils me so much. I hate looking at one-landers in Magic 7 card hands. It's so miserable. I'm on the play, right? Yeah, I'm gonna bottom that. Feast and Famine's better in your combo matchups. speaking of burn, this opponent is 1 and 2. This matchup's probably really bad for us. Gain 2 with this Thoughtseize. The 4 Dark Confidant, 4 Thoughtseize deck. Bad burn matchup, believe it or not. We're done. This is our last league with this deck, even if we cash it again. This will die quickly. Decks like this are awful in Modern. Dark Confidant's miserable in Modern because you start with like 4 less life. Did you really draw an Eidolon? Holy fuck. Just like, can any of our opponents just like miss for a single turn? Just a single turn. Just one time. One time, dealer. One time. Just take a turn off. Take an entire turn off of drawing the cards you needed. Holy shit. Revoker. What's bad? Some of these cards are definitely bad, right? And like, what is drawing a Swords of Plowshares there do? Like, sure, you get to keep playing, but like, they had 6 points of damage in their hand. They're attacking for 2, so now I'm at 8. Let's say a Miracle, a Swords of Plowshares. I take 2 from that, so now I've taken 10, and I'm already at 18, so now I'm at 8. Like, there isn't, like, they'd have to draw mono lands after that, and I'd have to draw pressure to, like, get out of that game. Oh, Dark Confidant's awful. What am I doing? Holy crap. Let's get those out of here. Am I short a card to bring in? I am. Let's leave 1 Confidant in. That was close. Figured it out before we messed it up and click submit. That's fine. Keepable 6 at least. I need to fetch a basic here, which feels nice. Do I even want to fetch basic? I think I'm actually going to Inquisition off of the Bayou on 1. Because we definitely don't want that. We might need double white at some point. My body is ready, opponent. My body is ready. Oh, that's fine. Started the last league 0-2 as well, right? Well, they drew their best card again, but we have a discard spell for it at least, I guess. I think we're just taking another wallop from this next turn. There's 1 troop in the crypt here, so this can gain us some life at least. So they have Blast, Price. Alright, there's a Plow on top of our deck. It's pretty good for us. Put your basic swamp here, play this Deathrite Shaman. Popping me in response here. It's fine. Go to 11. Killing me. Sure. No, they usually play the fetches too. If they're playing fetches, that means they're playing Grim Lavamancer and Searing Blaze. Alright, so they played the price. Pyrostatic Pillar. Alrighty, let's get rid of this in response. It says whenever we play a card that costs 2 or less, or 3 or less, we take 2 damage. I'm attacking with these. I'm gonna go to 9 and play this Feast and Famine. Taking one of these Fire Blasts out of their hand before they can cast it sounds great. Also make this big enough that they can't kill it as easily. Yeah, sometimes they play some amount of them. The fetch lands also help enable Barbarian Ring. Pyrostatic Pillar is interesting. I can definitely see wanting a pillar in the 75. I don't believe I like it main. Okay, it's a pretty good hit. It'll be interesting to see if they Fire Blast this when I go to equip it. Equipping the Shaman? I don't think so. I think we need to gain life with the Shaman. There's a Goblin Guide in their crypt over here. Their hand is double Fire Blast. Like, if they spend a Fire Blast to kill this, then they don't have lands to cast this next turn. Garruk Relentless, sure, it's technically castable. It doesn't deal damage from Pyrostatic Pillar, oddly enough. I mean, like, the way our opponents have been running tonight, like, there's 10 out of 10 a mountain on top of their deck, so they're going to Fire Blast this, and then there's going to be a mountain on top. We're going to be really sad, but, like, is what it is. Maybe we're just supposed to play the Garruk and eat this here. That's probably the more conservative line. Wait, we're Fire Blasting me? Oh, crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Crap. Holy God. Oh, I didn't count that. They can Barbarian Ring me now, too. I should have, this was a huge punt. I should have activated Deathrite Shaman in response to the Fire Blast. That way they didn't have the extra card in their crypt. That was a huge mistake on my part. Huge mistake on my part. So their hand right now is Fire Blast Eidolon. They drew a land off the top. Just going to gain 2 life here, stay at 3. Plow on top of my deck, sure. I think we're just playing Garruk and killing this. There might be merit to just making a 2/2 here as well, so that I could fight the Eidolon when it comes out. Sure, we're dead to another mountain. Dead to Lightning Bolt, too. Dead to a lot. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're okay here, right? I just equip and then pass. If we need to work on a mountain for the turn. Because I want to leave up gaining life with Deathrite Shaman. This attack seems pretty bad. Alright, so... just have to pass here because... yeah, they have a Fire Blast in their hand. I just can never actually do anything. There's like dead to a Bolt or a Chain Lightning or a Price at any point here. So if I do this... I'm sure we're dead here, right? Fire Blast me in response, and then I can plow this, but then we just end up at 4. Yeah, opponent tried really hard to lose, but matchup's really bad for us. It's the beats. Alright, so if we can run another 0-2 into a 3-2. And if we die, we'll switch to playing something unfair. And we'll play some Modern. Oh. We didn't forget they had a fire blast in their hand. They would have killed us in response to using it. Just for the record. The league tries to pair you based on the same record, but there aren't enough people actually playing that it can do that successfully all the time. We're just like, screw it either way, we cut it that game. We needed our opponent to miss the mountain for one more turn so that way we could, like, actually jump up to 5. The fact that we never had a window to get above the fire blast killing us meant the game was over. Whoa, they bricked on a Delver Flip. That's good for us. They won't brick again. See if they got a Fatal Pusher Bolt here to kill this Dark Confidant. What is this Ponder doing? Shuffle. Shuffle. Chose not to shuffle. Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize. Spell Pierce my first one, please. Angler, Force, Probe, Ponder. Right, so this is definitely flipping. 10 out of 10 taking an Angler here. Okay, I just have to take the Force here. So we can hopefully draw another white source and have this Gideon stick next turn since they have a bunch of Wastelands in their hand. This is flipping because they kept with the Ponder. Go to 10 here. If you put a Dryad Arbor in, make sure you change this Delta on this Bloodstained Mire to more Verdance. I mean, I guess I should be happy I drew a Plow, right? I drew a Spell Pierce, I'm sure. Or a Force. Deciding what they're pitching to their Force here. Holy crap, that died. God bless. Well then. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Maybe I'll try Smuggler's Copter in a Loam deck after this. Sounds kind of fun. I like the idea of fetching Dryad Arbor to crew Smuggler's Copter. The answer to your question is no. I do not own a large paper collection. Oh, Deathrite Shaman blocks young elementals. God bless. I own almost nothing in paper. They have 3 cards. What other cantrip to play here, maybe? Just gonna jam this Gideon here, I think. Real set if we get Spell Pierce, we can play around a days at least. God, I hate getting Force as a fair deck. Just feels so miserable. Forceful is good against the combo decks, but it's real good in the fair matchups too. It's just unreal. I think based on the context of our hand, we're actually trading with an elemental this turn if they attack with it. Like 10 out of 10 trading with the Young Pyromancer if they offer it, but certainly trading here if they just attack with these two. Yeah, see that little spare deck icon rotating in the corner? Sorry, I just do not feel well, so I'm not really plugging anything. Subs, Patreons, sponsors. Spare deck lets you rent magic cards, which is what I use for my major events. I'm getting stifled here. A Deathrite Shaman of their own. Cabal Therapy, maybe. God, Cabal Therapy would be such a beating. Kiki Court is unplayable in Modern right now. So, no, we're not going to play that. Kiki Court's, like, really, really bad in Modern right now. Unplayably bad. I'm just going to trade this here. Alright, so what am I doing here? Definitely playing that. Am I playing another one? Playing another one seems like a liability, so I guess I'm just passing. No, because the entire format's just, like, super linear and non-interactive, and, like, Kiki Court thrives on trying to be, like, a mid-range interactive combo deck, and, like, it's just a miserable place to be in Modern right now. Kiki Court's Tron matchup is fine. Yeah, I mean, like, sure, if your decks, if, like, the locals you're playing with are playing, like, all these really cute decks, too, like, I'm sure it's probably fine, right? Do you draw Stifle or something here? And, like, no, when I'm saying, like, a deck is unplayable or I don't enjoy, or I don't think it's very good, I'm talking about, like, in the competitive format as a whole. Like, obviously, if your local format is different, and, like, a lot of them are, like, a lot of locals aren't playing a lot of super competitive decks. I'm talking about things like Grand Prix and Opens, or there's more competitive decks online than the average FNM. I'm going to grab Umezawa's Jurgit here. We're not going to play it out because we want to leave up our Deathrite Shaman activation. That's a fantastic draw. Scale of 1 to dead. We're definitely shifting towards the dead side of the scale here. Those are all fine choices. Lands is kind of a metagamey choice. If you're expecting a lot of fair decks like what I'm playing, Lands is an excellent choice. Could you imagine if all Planeswalkers worked in instant speed like Deathrite Shaman, right? Come on, Bob. Do me a solid here. God bless. God bless you, Bobby. Am I fetching to... What are the odds the cards in their hand are force blue card? Probably pretty low, right? I think I need to cast this Jitte. I didn't use Deathrite Shaman because I didn't want to give my opponent a chance to use their Deathrite Shaman. Alright, Bubby. To infinity and beyond. God, if they don't have a push or a bolt here, we're going to be in a really good spot. If they have push or bolt here, we need a lot of things to go our way here. Like, I'm under no delusions that we're in a good spot. Definitely playing from behind here. Pyromancer is kind of a tough card for us game one. You know, our Toxic Deluge is in. It's true. This is not Dark Confidant. This is not Bob. This is Dark Confidant. Skrillex, whatever you want to call it. I feel like I'm dead no matter how I cut this here. I think I'm just supposed to let this happen. Like, they're just going to be able to fetch whatever land they need here. Holy shit, that's aggressive. If it's just like, their hand just like bolt. Has to be, right? God, it's really bolt. Oh. And, like, we're screwed either way here. Like, if we eat the land that their Deathrite Shaman's eating, like, they just, like, crack the fetch and then bolt the Dark Confidant, and then they have this amount of attackers on board, plus another bolt in their hand, so, like, we're dead no matter how we cut that there. Today is not the day. You're not wrong. Good golly, we were just, like, getting runnered out of all of it. Just, like, the last card in their hand keeps killing us every single time. Savage beating over and over again. I'm gonna cut these Thoughtseizes, bring in this Inquisition. I don't know if I like Gideon in this matchup or not. Probably not. Yeah, right? I mean, we're gonna finish this match, right? Unkeepable 7. Holy God. I can keep these cards? Good golly. We're going to get Cabal Therapied on one and just, like, wish we hadn't. Get right. Get luckier. Fortunately, this hand is not great against Wasteland. God, resource system in this game. Okay, bibbity bobbity boo. We're gonna get dazed at some point. Might as well get dazed now. Bob is just super dead here, I assume. Thankfully, we get to, like... yep. At least there's no Pyromancer. find. Yep. So long, Bob. Belcher's pretty miserable right now. I know Emma was doing well with it, but like it doesn't match up particularly well against Storm, and it doesn't match up particularly well against Delver, so I think I'm just spinning Horizon Canopy here. I'm gonna bin the Council's Judgment. They didn't have Pyromancer last turn, so that's good for us. The real me. Alright. So now, the plows they know about are gone, so hopefully they'll play into this one, assuming I don't have it. I'm just going to pass the turn here. I really don't want to trade my plow for a random card out of their hand again. They have to play a threat to win the game at some point. I don't think I want to discard a Plains. I think I'd rather have the extra land on the table. Ideally, they're going to play a threat. We're going to get to plow it, and then we'll have something that we can cast out and then push Liliana up without having to discard a card ourselves. Control myself. Opponent chose not to shuffle and then continues passing. Okay. Definitely not pushing it up now. Alright, so Swamp's a pretty good draw here, because it lets me push this up and not feel bad about discarding this. And then I can Toxic Deluge and not get Force of Willed, which, you know, is ideal. I never stopped playing Magic. Yeah, that's the better question. Magic Online is just the most convenient way to play Magic from your home. It's not perfect, but it is still the most convenient. I still don't know this plow is here. Oh yeah, we're here for the mad profits. Scale of 1 to dead, where's this at? What are you fetching for? It's like fetching to thin? Oh, Dismember, sure. I've been pretty fortunate. I've cashed most of these Legacy Leagues. Another Pyromancer. That's tough. No, I don't think so. See if they have an instant here. Perfect. They don't. Castable card. Dang. The goal here is to get empty-handed so we can start. So we're going to grab... I'm going to grab Umezawa's Jitte here so that way we can play it through a daze. And then I can push this up. We can get Spell Pierced here, but that's whatever. I mean, I'm sure, like, Xion and Durward do fine enough. Like, Caleb's pretty close to 1,000 subscribers, and, like, that plus money for content's enough to, like, live on okay. Like, you probably don't have a retirement fund, but, like, it's more than enough to pay your bills. Alright, yeah, I don't think anything's changing post-board here. We're going to win a game. Unbelievable. Against the odds. Against all odds, we have successfully won an entire game of Magic. That's the first one in this league? It is the first one in this league. Look at that. 6 times the charm. Thank you, everyone, for sticking us through. I believed in myself. Thank you all for believing in me as well. The 3-2, get our money back, is alive and well. Yeah, it sounds okay. Put a mulligan? God bless. We'll go to 5, 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 go to 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 5. Rats. They topped their card. Okay. Ten out of 10 wastelanding my opponent here. We want to wasteland them during their upkeep, so that way if they have a stifle, they've spent this mana on their turn. Okay, yep, there's a Brainstorm. Guess who's getting wastelanded again next turn, opponent? There's really no reason to Brainstorm here unless you have, like, a probe, right? I agree. I think we need more Blood Boots and Chalices in our lives, too. Getting a little sick and tired of Plague Fair. Alright, so this game, we're going for the cheese out the 18 land greed machine. Hopefully. It's like, start your turn 3, no one has any permanents in play, welcome to Legacy. When do you decide to aggressively wasteland? When you're feeling lucky. That was a phenomenal draw. Mulligans are definitely a good time to do this. And if they like a daze here, they're putting themselves off of mana again. Sure. And like, the cards that are in my hand right now, like, something is getting dazed at some point this game, right? So like, I guess I could like play an entire turn behind, but like, if they're not doing anything with their mana, I'm fine with that. Yep, they're just passing again here. That's a phenomenal draw again. Means we can play around a second daze, which feels good. Next turn we could theoretically go Mystic and Confidant. Sure. Perfect. This gives us an opening to play this Marsh Flats out. I think I'm going to Sculler first here, so that way I can check for a Force. I really want this Deluge to resolve. Like, I can Deluge for 1 and keep my Sculler and my Deathrite Shaman. Spell Pierce, Grudge. Oh, they can Grudge my Sculler. That's annoying. I think I'm going to take the Grudge away here. Actually keep them off this Gurmag Angler by exiling a land out of their yard. Nice Wasteland. Don't draw a cantrip. Don't do it to me. Neptune got it right. Now shining bright. So bright. No. You draw a bolt? Nope. Did you forget how crew worked because you play Legacy and don't play Standard? I think we might have forgotten how crew works. Maybe they really just want to play a Gurmag Angler this turn? Maybe they just really want to play Gurmag Angler this turn? Sure. Big Fish resolves. Das Looter Scooter, let me tell you. Let's grab Umezawa's Jurgit here. What other 2-drop do I want to play? Probably Dark Confidant. I play Confidant or Stoneforge Mystic here. I guess I play Stoneforge Mystic and like have Batterskull up too. Probably just want to draw more cards, right? Like next turn I can play this Stoneforge and then put the Batterskull in with this one. We know they have a Spell Pierce in their hand. This Grudge under the Sculler's a little scary. Hospital band. Maybe I'm supposed to have gotten Feast and Famine there actually, so I can just like have a bunch of mana next turn. Could see that being true. They probably got rid of their Spell Pierce at this point. They have like push, and then they can grudge this. So long, Jitte, my old friend. Oh, we did kill the Trop, didn't we? You're right. Okay, I forgot about that. I forgot we killed the Trop. I mean, like, multiple people have been on Adderall when they won, like, Pro Tours, right? Yeah, it's kind of hot, Storm Shutters, I'm not gonna lie. I hadn't thought about that. That's probably the game, right? Let's plow this nerd. And now the new Stoneforge Mystic, cruise the Smuggler's Copter, beep beep. Look at that. Alright, don't call it a comeback. Not even winning entire games, winning entire matches. Sometimes you lose 5 games in a row. And you turn things around. We are king of the comebacks. Scoot, scoot. I mean, Adderall is banned in a lot of sports, right? I don't actually know that firsthand, but I've heard that secondhand. So if that's incorrect, don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure Adderall's not allowed in a lot of other competitive type situations. I really don't feel like Bolt and Lavamancer give us another access we're interested in attacking on. Holy God, it's a mostly keepable 7. Good lord. I don't even know what to do with myself. It's got 5 lands in it, but 2 of them are Stone Rain, so... Shamalaman, go. Holy crap. Playing against Reanimator? Seems decent against Reanimator. Delver, sure. I'm gonna Wasteland them. This might be aggressive, but, you know, get them. Always flips. Ooh, so they drew a land? God, how good would it be if they drew a creature there? God, they drew a creature. That's so good for us. I'm going to play this Thalia now, so they can't cantrip. Is this the same guy? It is. Oh, that's awkward. There's my Scoot Copter. Don't need. Drop in the... Oh, look at that. That's like a land that doesn't let you cast cantrips because I have a Thalia in play. And I have these Wastelands that are going to kill it. God bless. God, Legacy is fun. Have I mentioned how much fun Legacy is? You should really give Legacy a try. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Doesn't seem... Have we had enough yet, opponent? They've had enough. Heaven doesn't seem far away. Doesn't seem far away anymore. Someone should make a deck based around that, right? I don't think Crusted Peace is good enough for this matchup, especially when we have Deathrite Shamans of our own. So let's do something like this. Wishing for rain. I'm torn on Ally of Zendikar in this matchup. I think he's a little bit too slow. I think Garruk and Kaya are the better 4 costs for us. Man, I got so excited about the keepable 7 last game. I just mulligan so much in Magic. That sounds fine. Good describe. I'm going to bottom that. We've got 3 lands in our hand. Kaya's fine. She's good against the Jace decks, which is what you want her to do. She does what we want well. I think you want the Nahiri version because it gives you the best chance to cheese people. You want to play Nahiri and you want to play 10 Accelerants, 4 Wall of Roots, 4 or 6 1-drop mana creatures probably. Turn 3 Nahiri, turn 5 boom. Oh yeah, we're super dead. Opponent miffed is sequencing up a little bit here unless they have a Daze. They probably have a Daze. Because, like, they should have floated mana before they cast the Pyromancer, because I could have responded to the Deathrite Shaman making mana with plowing the Pyromancer if I had it here. What about Saheeli, Nahiri, Cord? I mean, again, you're just, like, you're putting a bunch of 3 and 4 mana cards in your deck in a format where people are, like, trying to kill you by turn 3 or 4, so, like, it's not a fantastic place to be. So, like, again, if you're just, like, looking to have fun at FNM or PPTQ or local events or fun with friends, like, sure, play, it's casual modern, basically, and you can play whatever you want, and you'll still win some amount of games, but, like, if you're looking to be competitive in an Open or a Grand Prix, you should probably consider grabbing one of the decks that's at the top of the MTG, whatever it's called. I mean, on a scale of 1 to dead, have you ever seen someone run a Collective Brutality into a Daze as hard as I'm about to? And when this gets countered, we're just going to concede, but, like, this is the line, right? Don't Don't play around things you can't beat. Can't beat a counterspell here. Cast with Escalate. Yep. I would like to target you. I would like to kill this. And I would like to discard Wasteland? Sure. That's one of those situations where, like, you know, like, yeah, you shouldn't run your card into a daze, but it's like, well, if we don't daze there, the Pyromancer's just going to run away with the game. So, like, the Druid Company deck is very, very good. And you're going to not like playing against it after a while. It's very consistent to turn 3, and it's super resilient. Thalia seems good on the play. She's okay. She's a little awkward. She's really only good when we have a bunch of Wastelands. This seems great. When it went to 6, can you go to 5? We had keepable 7 here. It's great. I mean, a lot of pros just don't play a lot of modern, so, like, you know, as you will. Deathrite Shaman. So, like, this enables me to play around days, so I guess I'm going to do that. They're a little less likely to have days on the draw, but I think they leave it in most of the time. I mean, Modern's a miserable format. There's a reason why they hate it. Like, what pros are looking to get out of a Magic format is to, like, be able to have a deck selection and, like, hedge their bad matchups with good play, and, like, you just really can't do that in Modern. Modern's a format full of really slanted matchups. You can never play a deck that doesn't have bad matchups, like 90, 80, 20 matchups, no matter what you're doing, so... Someone who's, like, trying to be consistent across tournament finishes and, like, make their living playing Magic, like, they hate it for that reason. I completely understand that. Sure. What weird sequencing on my opponent's part here. So I think the fact that I drew this Wasteland means I'm just going to waste my opponent off this Underground Sea and then, like, play this Stoneforge Mystic. Shadow's real bad against Dredge. Like, really comically bad. I think Jur gets the best get here. Leaving my Deathrite Shaman up means that their Deathrite Shaman can't make mana. Which of these two things are you killing here at end step? No one. Okay. Correct. Modern's gotten consistently more linear and less interactive since they banned Birthing Pod. Like, Twin kind of kept the format interactive and interesting, and, like Dredge is just, like, very, very good. Like, I watched Kent Ketter played Dredge on my team constructed team in Lowellville, and he just, like, he destroyed people just, like, over and over and over again, just bodied them. Years and you'll be done with school, and I'll be making history like I do. Okay, so they'll have to double daze or force this Council Judgment, so I think that's fine. Because this Shaman can stop this Shaman from making mana, so they can't spell Pierce me this turn. I actually don't know. I know Dredge is really good, but I haven't actually played a lot with the company deck, so... Oh, I guess single daze does it here, right? Because their Deathrite Shaman could eat in response to mine. That was kind of a mistake on my part, but at the same time, like, it's gonna happen at some point, so let's just do it now. Actually, fun fact, the Tron Splinter Twin matchup was actually very close by the end of the format. When they had, like, main deck spell skites and stuff, there was a lot of play to it. True name? True name would be pretty bad for us here. Maybe. I don't want to put my Deathrite Shaman down, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. Nova me. If they eat something with their Deathrite Shaman at the end of turn, I'm just going to let that happen. I want to use these to... I want to use this mana to activate my Stoneforge Mystic. We could be just getting Ancient Grudged here, but, like, then Dark Confidant's drawing some cards. That's probably fine for us. And, like, if they grudge me, I can eat the back half of the grudge. Fucking Batterskull just got revealed. Ugh. Huh. A lot of sequencing choices here. Am I okay just offering this trade? I think I am. Wow, they had a bolt. Okay. This feels like they have grudge. This feels like they have grudge. Huh. I think I'm okay just like eating this in response to them eating it. Saves us 2 life. Maybe because they could have... I just put them to not having bulk because they didn't kill the Dark Confidant there. They had to waste me off my Bayou, which means I can't gain life with it. Maybe I should have put the Jitte on the Stoneforge last turn, though. Just to waste my time with you. That's actually a pretty good draw, because it means we can Wasteland this tropical island, which, if we kill this Deathrite Shaman, this drops their only green source. That's fetchable. I should have attacked with this too. I can put the Batterskull in. Keep you my dirty little secret. Do you have a grudge? Say no to grudge. Who has to know? Live such fragile lives. It's the best way we survive. Just to waste my time with you. I think the Ahmad's invitation to the PT is great. The Pro Tour is a promotional event, and they should use it to promote their product, and inviting someone from a maze in the... Oh, wait, no, I just gave them another Deathrite Shaman activation because I was talking. That was a pretty big mistake on my part. During their main 2, I'm going to kill this, so that way during their end step I can put this in. So they're going to get one more activation out of this that they shouldn't have got. It feels bad because there aren't actually that many spells in the crypts here. So, like, I'm losing 2 life out of this and they're losing 2 less life. Feels bad, man. I'm going to put this Batterskull in, I think. Land is a great draw here. So if they have Grudge, they 10 out of 10. They 10 out of 10 just would have done it at end of turn there, right? They could have a Bolt here, I suppose. Sure. And, like, if my opponent has an Ancient Grudge here, like, they have, like, thrown me way off the scent. Like, no clue that they have it here. Yeah, like, I have no idea what could possibly be in their hand. If this hits, we should pretty much be in the clear. I don't know anything about him as a person. Yeah, like, David Williams is a great example. Like, if David Williams wants to come to the Pro Tours from now until forever, he should be allowed to do that. Sure, there's a Pyromancer. Kill that. He's just a known Hearthstone player. Actually just lethal this turn, right? Yep. Alright. We have a good matchup against the player Durlucht. Let's see if we can finish turning this 0-2 start into a 3-2 finish, get our fun bucks back. Speaking from experience of people that, like, as someone who has people who have never met me say a lot of negative things about me on the internet, having never interacted with me personally or met me in person, like, 90% of the things people say about a Moz, even if they are negative, probably aren't true. What do you think of the Portent Miracles deck? I think the Portent Miracles deck is sweet, and it's a good example of why Top should have been banned out of the format. The fact that that deck can still exist without the prison element is fantastic. It's just like a real blue-white control deck in the format. I mean, I'm not a saint, but, like, and I'm blunt is my problem. Like, I'm blunt is I don't sugarcoat things. When people do things I dislike, I let them know that I dislike what they're doing. Why are you so mean to everyone, right? And another part of it is, like, sometimes I feel like people aren't aware that Twitter has like a 140 character limit. They're like, that's not what you meant, or I felt like you said something that you didn't actually say there. It's like, well, there's a 140 character limit here, so, like, I couldn't actually type out a full complete thought. Got about 200 people hanging out here tonight. Thanks for joining us. If you're new here, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'd like to apologize in advance for the sniffling and coughing. I've been trying to mute my microphone from doing that, but I am at the tail end of a plague that my toddler brought home from preschool. If you're new here and you're enjoying what you see, I'd encourage you to show support. Use that follow button there on your screen. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and you want to help me produce more of this content, there's a couple different ways you can do that. The first is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Both of those have varying monetary amounts and different rewards, so check out that information down below the stream. If you're on mobile, tap the screen and press the little I button. When you press that little I button for the stream information, you'll also find a link to my YouTube page and my sponsors page. 100% of my streams get archived on YouTube. I break them up by deck and by format, so you can watch just the content that you care about. So if you're enjoying this black-white mid-range control deck in Legacy, you should definitely check out my YouTube page after this. There's tons of hours of me playing it on there. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. Check out mtgotraders.com for all of your Magic Online cards need, inkedgaming.com for customizing your gaming experience. Spare Deck will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck, and mtgcardmarket.com is where my written content's published, and they also buy and sell physical Magic cards. There's discounts for all those different services on my sponsors tab. Also, if you're enjoying this deck, I will have a primer published on MTG Card Market tomorrow. Seems like medium minus if they're an unfair deck, but if they're a fair deck, it's fine. And I enjoy having keepable 7, so let's do it. Yeah, Spare Deck doesn't do Legacy. But you can rent, like, the modern legal cards from Spare Deck. Like, I rented a lot of the cards for this deck when I played it in Louisville this past weekend from Spare Deck. Like, they had Stoneforge Mystics and Dark Confidants and Liliana the Veils. I just had to find Wastelands and Scrublands from a friend. Yeah, this deck's fine. It's, like, not terribly expensive. If you have a modern collection, this deck's pretty cheap. Like, the most expensive cards in this deck aren't even actually the reserved list Scrubland. The most expensive cards in this deck are, and opponents playing Storm, and we're very dead. That's fine. Like I've mentioned several times tonight, this is, just the type of deck where, like, it's like playing a mid-range deck in Modern. Occasionally you're going to keep a hand like this, and your opponent's not playing a fair deck, so they're just going to run us out of the game. For those that aren't too familiar with Legacy, Preordain is predominantly played in the unfair combo decks because usually you'll only play Preordain as a cantrip after you already have copies of Brainstorm and Ponder in your deck. And my decklist article talking about Deadguy Ale tomorrow isn't just going to be like a here's the decklist and here's how you play it. I kind of break down all the different cards that you can play in the deck. And I talk about what matchups the cards are good and bad in, and then give you some examples of how you can build the deck for different expected metagames. Because Legacy is a format much like Modern where, like, there's a lot of different things you can be doing. So, like, the Legacy decks you're going to expect to play against at your local game store are going to generally be different than, like, what I'm expecting to play against online here. Wasteland's actually a pretty fantastic draw here. So we can Wasteland my opponent's Underground Sea to take them off of a mana, and this Deathrite Shaman is, like, meaningful interaction. Like, we can, it's meaningful interaction. Hopefully we can get a third turn here and, like, draw a Thalia or a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition or something like that. 3// been so-so. Probably getting a basic so they can't get wasted again. Not okay. It doesn't strictly mean unfair deck. There's actually been a Grixis Bedlam Reveler deck that's been running around that plays both those cards and is fair, but generally it means unfair. Am I dead? Probably dead. Alright, so in response to this Cabal Ritual, we're going to do what we can here, which is exiling this Dark Ritual from their crypt, so that way they don't have Threshold anymore. If they have another Cabal Ritual, they can respond with that, which is going to feel bad, but, like, our only other option here is, like, we could have done this on their turn. So this cuts them off of some mana, and it takes a Ritual out of their discard pile, and it drains them some life. So, like, if they're trying to go off with Ad Nauseam here, the life total could matter. But, you know, alright, kill me, opponent. Press my auto pass, and you let them do their thing. This matchup, on average, is pretty good for us, but the problem is that because we're giving up game 1 some of the time, keeping hands like this, they can be a little bit more difficult for us. So they're going to Ritual, then play another Tutor, and then hopefully they're going off with Ad Nauseam, and they end up bricking and killing themselves here. They have a Past in Flames? Past in Flames were just dead. Empty. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Well then. Main deck empty is interesting. think we're still just dead here, right? Yeah. That'll do, pig. Yeah, likely tests. Alright. I don't have a Deluge in my main deck. Deal with the Delver decks, that's fair. Two more cuts here. Garruk Relentless is not good enough. Kai is probably not good enough. I don't know if they're actually tests. I think I want the Rest in Pieces in still. But I mean, like, if they are tests, they're a Burning Wish deck, so like they have access to the Past and Flame, so it's basically their main deck. Oh, Wasteland is not free. It seems pretty good if we just like hit a black source. Oh, seems fine. I think cutting a Stoneforge is fine when you're going down to one equipment, but like I have Sword and Batterskull in my deck, so I think that's okay to keep. Wow, this is actually really good for us here. So we get to take this Lion's Eye Diamond out of their hand, and then I'm going to go ahead and during their draw step, we're going to Surgical them. Well, Magic Online finishes locking up here. And we're going to do it during their draw step because there's a non-zero chance they could draw a third Lion's Eye Diamond here. And then we get to take that one out of their hand too, and they won't have a chance to play a land during their draw step. So let's do this. We'll get to confirm what version of Storm they are here. He said, ouch. Did we hit? Did we get the third one? Or is he just saying ouch because I got a second one? Oh. He did, in fact, draw the other one. We hit the percentage points. Look at that. I always feel like a wizard when you're like, let's take this tiny percentage play. And they are, in fact, just ant. Always play to those small percentages, folks. Always play to them. What a good teachable moment. Shut up and dance with me. So they brought in 3 Fatal Pushes and an Echoing Truth for interaction. Opponent chose not to shuffle. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. Shut up and dance with me. Do you want to shuffle their deck? They chose not to shuffle with the Ponder. So, like, there's got to be goodies on top of their deck, right? It's like, Surgically a Brainstorm here loose. What do we think, fam? How badly do we want to Surgical them again? Pretty badly, right? Is it the Brainstorm or the Ponder at this point? Do we want the Brainstorm or the Ponder? Also, fun fact, looking at their deck list here, they boarded out the Goblins. Brainstorm, right? Is better here? See, I feel like it's really close. Like, there's people in chat that are both hit. So, if it's Brainstorm, we have to do it now. If it's Ponder, we draw step it. Because if they draw a Brainstorm, well, we don't want them to draw the cards that are on top of their deck is the thing. So we don't want to draw step it. I think we're just supposed to take the Brainstorms now. And like they chose not to shuffle, so They like the cards that are on top of their deck. Unfortunately, this isn't Paper Magic. In Paper Magic, when I pick up their deck, I'd get to look at and see what they left on top of their deck to give me more information. Yeah, there's no goblins in there. Unfortunately, we don't have another land here, so, you know, go. Can't decide. Put a card on bottom. Put a card on top. Yeah, hopefully. The problem is, like, the Stoneforge is gonna die, right? So, like, we really need to hit running lands here. That's unfortunate. That was a good hit. I mean, alright, there's the first one. I'm gonna grab Feast and Famine here, because this is not living to past a Batterskull, so... Is this good? If so, why? If he has Fatal Push land, he can just, like, push the Tidehollow Sculler, or push the Stoneforge Mystic, I guess. Maybe I'm just supposed to, like, pass and put the Feast and Famine into play. He's just pushing the Sculler because the last card's a land. Alright, I mean, that's good for us, I guess. Unless they, like, have another push here. Or, like, an Echoing Truth, perhaps. Auto pass. Oh, weird. Okay, so that Infernal Tutor's just gone. That seems like a loose play on their part. Because, like, the way Tidehollow Sculler works with those triggers, like, that Infernal Tutor is permanently gone now. So, yeah, I think that worked out for us. Sure. Yep, you have a Lotus Petal. Playing that out is smart. Yeah, it's like a Death and Taxes deck that has discard in it, so you're a little bit better in these combo matchups. Fetch, because we really don't want to draw another land. Alright, dead in 5. Their only way to take this off the table is one Echoing Truth. Alright, game 3 for all the bananas. Yeah, I think I like how he boarded. Sand seems bad, right? This is probably a mulligan, right? Just Surgical's not good enough. Sand slow, just got a scry on the draw. Bottom that. Looking for Cage, discard spell, something like that. We could just die on there too. Smart playing that out. No, it's not accurate. I should update the website. Alright, kill me. I didn't mean it. Don't kill me, please. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Maybe just make a bunch of goblins and effectively kill us here, too. This is kind of a medium keep, too, but I don't think we're supposed to go to 5 there with a Thalia in our hand. Oh, no, crack your fetch land. Damn it, we're dead. Oh, God bless. That's a cantrip. Oh, God bless. Second LED, you say. Alright, well. So we drew Karakas. Let's do this. Actually, is Tidehollow Sculler or Thalia better here? What's the better line here? Is it Thalia? Like, double LED lets them play through Thalia, right? Am I just supposed to Sculler them here? Is it still Thalia? I could see that. Thalia makes their cantrips worse. They went bottom. They can go off through a Thalia. They can 110% go off through a Thalia. Okay, so now the question is, am I leaving up this Karakas to protect the Thalia, or am I leaving up the Deathrite Shaman activation? I feel like I'm supposed to leave up the Deathrite Shaman activation. I think I'm supposed to leave the Deathrite Shaman activation. Thoughts, opinions? Leaving up Deathrite makes their ad nauseams worse, too. Like, if they have a way to kill the Thalia here in response, like, they're losing another card out of their hand, too, so they probably can't do a whole lot. Dark Writ, Cabal Writ, Fatal Push. Yeah, I guess I just take the push out of their hand, right? We're probably dead to a tutor. That's a pretty good draw. I guess Cabal Ritual's pretty bad with the Deathrite Shaman out, though. Are you playing your island? Nope. And now I think activating Liliana the Veil is better than playing... Yeah. And now I can leave Karakas up for Thalia. Is that better than getting an extra point of damage? Hit them for 5, they go to 10. It's still a 2-turn clock either way, so I'm gonna leave up the Liliana. I'm gonna leave up the Karakas. Probably discarding the island here. Cabal Writ, sure. It does just read Storm +1. We could die next turn. God, their passing is so good. No, don't think about it. Don't think about it. I don't want to be dead. No, come back. Go. Keep passing. No! I need the play points! Have mercy, opponent! They're dead in 2. I mean, if they have anything to trying to go for it here, like, they didn't shuffle after they brainstorm, so, like, they obviously like the cards in their hand, right? If we untap here, I think we're in a reasonable spot. I agree. If we, like, untap and draw another piece of interaction, that would be insane. I'd love to untap and, like, draw Gideon, or a Phyrexian Revoker would be great on these Lion's Eye diamonds. What else do we have? Rest in Peace is okay. Collective Brutality, Sculler, Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Just, like, all these cards would be insane. They might be thinking about shuffling. That's fair. Hopefully that's all they're thinking about. We don't. They might be thinking about, like, they might have goblins. Like, maybe they can go off with goblins and they're not sure if it's enough. They could definitely, like, usually these tanks, in my experience from sitting across from the Storm player in this type of matchup, is that, like, they're like, they can make, like, 6 to 8 goblins. They're like, is 6 to 8 goblins good enough? I don't think it is through the board I have now. I could probably just drain them out with the Deathrite Shaman from there. Like, they're not killing from 4 cards, though, right? Like, they're killing with 2 LEDs on the table, which is, like, not unreasonable in the slightest. Okay, there's the island. Okay. I would not be surprised if they make some number of goblins here. Am I playing more of this? I don't know. It's 11:30. I should probably go to bed. I slept a lot today, but I'm still kind of sick. Yep. All right, there's +1 mana. Yep, there's +1 Storm. The last card of Tutor. Yep. Storms 1, 2, 3. They're cracking these LEDs. What's the storm count now? 3. I'm feeling okay. Okay. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. Maybe leaving the Deathrite up was better here. Hopefully they're going off with goblins. Can they actually kill us? They might be able to kill us, right? So they can go Ritualist 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they're short of killing us because we're at 19. I think they're 1 short of passing flamesing or tendriling us. Oh, they can't. If they brainstorm. Yeah, so they can't actually brainstorm here because they don't have enough mana. They will do this, plus this would put them to 6, and this would put them to 3. So they'd have to, like, brainstorm into a Dark Ritual, which that might be their best line to kill us. Like, maybe they're supposed to do that. Because Dark Ritual lets them a mana. They could tutor down to 4. Oh, they can't goblins anymore. They don't have red mana. I think they have to brainstorm here and hope to hit. No, they don't have enough mana for tutor tendrils. They only have 8 mana, and that costs 3, 3, 4, which is 10. Or 3, 3, 5, which is 11. They could naturally hit tendrils here. They hit Dark Ritual? Seriously? Fuck me. Just... That's a tough way to end the night. It's a tough way to end the night. Good beats opponent. They had 2 LEDs left in their deck. Just Just exactly enough. You're supposed to hold up Deathrite Shaman there? Maybe I'm supposed to hold up Deathrite Shaman there? I mean, like, they had 2 LEDs on the table, right? And, like, so does Dark Ritual get them there? Dark Ritual is only +1 mana. LED was +2, and they used all of their mana. So, yeah, they had to hit exactly LED on the Brainstorm. No, Dark Ritual didn't do it, because Dark Ritual is only +1 mana. They needed to be +2. Turns out Black Lotus is a fair card, right? Yeah, maybe holding Deathrite Shaman is right there. We get to eat a Cabal Ritual, which like ends up costing them mana. Cabal Writ would have done it. Yeah, you're right. Cabal Writ nets them 2 as well. So how many Cabal Writs do they have? Okay, so they had four outs in 42 cards. What's their odds to kill us there? Yeah. Yeah, that's 10 out of 10. So should have left up the Deathrite Shaman instead of playing the Liliana there. Okay, we fucked it up. The rest of the league, we got skunked. We got skunked by a really awful rack deck. We got skunked by Burn, which is still a bad matchup. It's like 40, and like if we 4 sample sizes 3, they're greater than or equal to 1. They're like 27% to kill us there, so like 1 in 4. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. It's been a rough night. The actual math is this, for those that are curious. Where is it? Or that doesn't want to render? Yeah. All right. Peace, folks.